Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Evanston. I'm Reverend Susan Francis. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the assistant minister for congregational life here. And my worship associates this morning are Aidan Caravana and Liddell. Welcome them. Whether this is your spiritual home or you are newly discovering us, we are grateful to share this time with you. We strive to be an inclusive and welcoming community, seeking truth and love, and nurturing the human spirit for a world made whole. We are guided by our values, which remind us in every moment and through every challenge that each of us is worthy of love. It reminds us that we are all connected through the vast and beautiful web of existence. And we come together to remember our kinship with one another and to hold one another in heart and mind with tenderness and careful attention, and to dedicate ourselves more fully to living our shared values. Welcome to those joining us online. I hope you have your chalices ready. I see people waving. Since we're in the round, you can probably see some of our faces this week. People of all ages are welcome, an important part of our faith community. We're blessed to have the children in the sanctuary for the first half of every service and the entire service about once a month. It's our designated area for families with young children, and we encourage our parents and caregivers in the nest to help support our youngest members of the community to participate in the service in an engaged way. Nursery care is always available in room 11 downstairs. As part of being a welcoming and inclusive community, we have some information posted on the screen that will flip through and help orient you to UUCE. I have 3 announcements. The Chris Isley Cancer Support Group will hold its annual service of remembrance next Sunday, August 30th at 9 a.m. on the South Lawn. We will read the names aloud of those who have died over the past year, and anyone is welcome to come and name a beloved who they are missing, regardless of when they passed. All are welcome. And our annual ingathering and water communion ritual will be on Sunday, September 13th. Please plan to bring water from your home or somewhere you have traveled over the summer, and then plan to bring a dish and stay for our potluck. And Reverend Eileen will be with us the Sunday before on September 6th, and will be back from her sabbatical. Our service this morning, as you can tell, is a little bit different than usual. Not only are we in a circle, but our order of service is going to be a little bit different. So keep your eye on the screen. We will end our service. Oh, I wanted to let you folks know, because last time we did this in the round, of course you cannot see the screen, so you all have a handout so that you can have the words that we are collectively saying. At the end of the service, we will get up and walk outside onto the South Lawn to walk the Slackline if you want to. And I want to let people know we're going to primarily go out these southeast doors, but they will lock behind us. To come back in, you have to come to the ramp, and there's the accessibility button. There's no handle, you have to actually hit the button. So to come back in, you come to the ramp and hit the accessibility button, and you can come back in anytime. Because our service is a little bit different, I just want to invite that if anybody starts to feel uncomfortable at any moment throughout the day, to take a deep breath in, to exhale slowly, to think about what you might need in this moment, and to take care of yourself, and to participate in whatever way feels good for you this morning. And now, let us quiet our electronics, quiet our bodies, gather our attention, and enter into this time of reflection, celebration, and inspiration. Welcome to worship. Since we're gathering in the round today, we will also be singing our hymns in rounds today. So I will be leading the first part of the two hymns that we do in the round. Jay and Finn Liddell are going to be leading our second part. So how this is going to work is you are split. You are all part one for the round. You are all part two for the round. We will sing the song together, all of us. It's number 389, gathered here in the hymnal. The words are on your paper and also on the screen. And we'll sing it through once together, and then we'll split. For the first song, we're gonna sing a round 4 times. So we're gonna sing the round 4 times. All right, are you ready?
You are all already seated, so I've done the next part. So please remain seated for our land and labor acknowledgements. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Evanston was built on land that was recorded as being transferred from the local Potawatomi community to the U.S. government in 1829, shortly before the Potawatomi in this area were forcibly removed west of the Mississippi River. This land was then sold to white settlers.
We remember the ancestors of contemporary African Americans, the individuals, families, and networks of Black people who built up our country's culture and economy, a role forced on them originally by enslavement. We acknowledge the impacts of the intentional violence of the Middle Passage and enslavement, which echoes through the generations and remain a reality today.
We offer these acknowledgments as one small effort toward building long-term solidarity with contemporary communities. We commit ourselves to incorporate these admissions into our lives and turn our thoughts into actions. Please join in the words of our shared commitment. We name these realities with honor for all the ancestors, respect for our descendants, and gratitude for the land we use as sacred space.
Alice Berry brought the flowers to celebrate her son-in-law's new teaching position. As she lights our chalice, symbol of our living tradition, please join in reading Alive in All Creation by Reverend Shari Woodbury. The words are on the screen. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life.
Please rise in body and spirit and join in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Before our greeting and gratitude, I want to encourage anyone who is still feeling new to visit our welcome table, which is located at the back of the sanctuary with the red tablecloth. We will end the service this morning on the south lawn, but after that, or whenever you're ready to come back in, there will be an informal circle that gathers next to the lobby sanctuary doors, and you're welcome to stop by for a while. I invite those of us joining online to greet each other in the chat, and those of you here in the sanctuary to take a moment and greet each other, trying to find someone maybe you don't know yet to say hello. Please be seated. As I said, our order of service is a little different today. At our congregation's camping trip in the summer of 2024, Aidan brought his Slackline and was generous enough to share it with anyone who wanted to walk along it. Finn and I had a very interesting conversation at the campout about the Slackline, and so I invited Finn to be a part of our service today, and he's going to share his Slackline thoughts.
Have you ever tried walking on a slackline? It's just a piece of webbing stretched between 2 points. But when you step onto it, you quickly realize something. You have to balance, and no matter how good you are, you're going to wobble. I think life is a lot like a slackline. We walk along, just living our everyday lives, and then something happens. A problem comes along, and suddenly we get wobbly. Maybe it's a problem at school, at work, with our family, or something happening inside ourselves. Sometimes we can catch our balance and keep going, and sometimes we can't. Sometimes we need someone else to help us. I think that's important to remember. Asking for help doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes we're just too wobbled to right ourselves. And that's when someone else can reach out a hand and help us find our balance again. There's also another thing about a slackline. You can choose how you walk it. You can go slowly and carefully, or you can try to go faster. Going faster might be more exciting, but it also makes it easier to fall. I think life can be like that too. We're always trying to do more, become better, make people happy, accomplish things. And sometimes we move so fast that we lose our balance. But maybe sometimes it's okay to slow down. But there's something else I think about when I think about the slackline. You're never really alone. There might be someone walking behind you, someone might be standing on the ground cheering you on, and someone might be there to give you a hand when you fall. And I think life is a lot like that too. Even when we feel alone, there are people around us. And we just have to be willing to reach out and willing to reach back when someone else needs us. And I don't think people are the only ones on the slackline. Nature is too. Every animal from the smallest creature to the largest whale has a purpose. Animals struggle, they adapt, they overcome problems, and sometimes they need our help too. So maybe we should think about the world as one giant slackline of life, and all of us are on it together. It's not done, guys. I'm only 11 years old. I haven't done very much in life yet. Sometimes I feel like I don't have much power, or a lot of things in the world are out of my control. But when I think about the slackline, I have hope, because I know I'm already walking it. Sometimes I wobble, sometimes I might fall, and sometimes I need someone to help me. But I can get back up, and so can you. So, if you're walking your own slackline right now, and things feel uncertain or difficult, don't be afraid, have hope. There are people with you, there are people cheering for you, and there are people willing to reach out a hand. And when someone else is wobbling, maybe you can be that person for them. Because life is a slack line. Sometimes it's wobbly, sometimes it's steady, sometimes we fall. But we can always try to find our balance again, and we never have to walk it alone. Now it's done.
Thank you, Finn.
That was awesome. I want a copy of that. I won't plagiarize. Well, good morning, everyone. Good to see a good crowd. Well, I hope you brought your backpack or your bag or your computer, laptop, bag, whatever, briefcase, purse, because it's our backpack blessing day. And if you would like your bag to be blessed this morning, please bring it up into the center of the sanctuary, sort of, and then stand with it. So we don't want anybody to walk off with other people's bags. So, come on. I do have to leave mine alone. Don't let anyone take them out. Guard it with your life.
Backpacks, bags, totes, briefcases, purses, every one of you gathered here together, listen up closely. This is for you. May you lose your clean and perfect look. May you grow rough and humble. May you be overstuffed and scuffed and stained, scribbled on in ballpoint pen, patched up and mended, and still loved and kept. All of us. The words are on the screen.
Can you see?
The words are not on the screen? Oh, okay, everybody with a handout is gonna read along with me and Kathy. Always remember, no matter where you go, you come from somewhere. Somebody made you. Somebody cut your straps and set your seams and did their best to give you the strength needed for you to carry all you may need to carry in this world.
May every ounce of care that was poured into you show. Be sturdy, be strong, hold your seams. Carry what is heavy, so the load is lighter on the one who carries you. Though we wish so much that what you carry weren't so heavy.
Everyone, you will carry papers and assignments and report cards. You will carry books full of ideas. You will carry phones, laptops, and tablets, some of them good, some of them not.
Stay open to new ideas all your life. Not everyone will like you. Somebody may have something to say about how you look, or how you zip, or how many pockets you have.
Everyone, be fearless, be brave, be proud of exactly how you are made. You are good and you are worthy, no matter what anyone could say. And if you don't find your people right away, keep looking. There will always, always be people who love exactly you. We bless you with courage to hold the joys and the sorrows of what's inside you. We bless you with strength to be present on the best day of the year and also on the worst one. Witness all of it, the happy days, the sad days, and everything in between. Everyone, may you see the one who carries you greeted with joy everywhere they go. May the weight on their shoulders remind them that they are still loved. May your charm remind them every day of the community that loves them. This beloved community does not end at the door. Amen and blessed be. Thank you, everyone. And if you didn't get a charm yet, Finn is handing them out. And we have enough charms, so if you didn't bring a bag today, please get a charm to take home with you for your bag so that it reminds you every day that you have this wonderful community who loves you and supports you. And Finn, I think we need 2 more charms here. I invite us to settle into a time of quiet reflection as we share our joys and sorrows. If you have a joy or sorrow you would like shared, you can write it in the book that lives by the door where the lobby and sanctuary is. This morning we didn't have anything in the book. You may submit it through the Google form. There's a little yellow button that says Joys and Sorrows on the home page of our website. Or you may email me while Reverend Eileen is still on sabbatical. We listen to these offerings with tenderness and respect. So I invite everybody to take their charm in their hand and to hold on to it as you quiet your voices and quiet your conversations. I invite everyone to take a deep breath in, exhaling slowly as I share what's been shared before our service today. We have a sorrow from Sarah Devaney. She writes, "My best friend's uncle died on Tuesday. Sarah, our thoughts are with you and your friend." This is a quote from Allison Eisen. "Oi, we Eisens are having a life changes in a moment right now. Our pregnant daughter-in-law, Diana's water broke a few days ago, 3 months before her due date. The goal is to try not to deliver baby until the second week of October, So Diana will be hospitalized until then, as she and baby are at high risk for many complications. Meanwhile, our 3-year-old granddaughter Ellie needs lots of extra TLC and transporting back and forth to visit mommy at the hospital, which is downtown at Northwestern's Women's Pavilion. We are living moment to moment here for a while. Allison, you and Diana and your whole family are in our thoughts. Sharing these current concerns of the heart is part of our practice of beloved together community. Together we expand our celebrations and we lessen the burden of our grief. If you have something on your heart or mind today and would like to light a candle or drop a stone into the well of tears, please walk out of the circle to one of the 3 stations, and Finn and Aidan and I will be there to hold the space for you. I invite you to come forward. please join in our shared words. For these joys we give our thanks, for these sorrows we give our love. Please join me in an attitude of prayer and meditation as I share with you an adapted version of the prayer, What Gives Us Life, by Vanessa Rush Southern and Allison Jacks. Spirit of life and love, life is complicated and uncertain and gorgeous with some things we can count on. It has seasons of struggle and seasons of delight. And sometimes the two blow in and bloom simultaneously, like now, maybe always. Spirit of love, we are grateful to be gathered here together. All of us from different corners of the world and different families here with each other. Breathing together, questing together, holding each other through it all, laughing and singing in the face of it. If there is a journey to liberation, if there is a way to live resurrection in the here and now, I think it is like this. Spirit of life, may what holds us in bondage to death or loss or hurt or sadness or literal heartbreaking limits, let that bondage be released. And may what gives us life, what gives us hope and joy, be invited to claim us, and may we claim it, sinking our roots down into what grounds us, reaching towards the sun, flowering into this season, despite our individual struggles of heart and mind and spirit, despite our collective struggles against authoritarianism and disenfranchisement. May we open our hearts to the abundance of creation and relationship that surrounds us and sustains us. Amen, and blessed be. As we sing our response, number 413, Go Now in Peace by Natalie Sleth, feel free to name the holy as you are moved. Our young people, preschool through 9th grade, are invited to head to their faith formation time. The Slackline will still be up when you're done with classes, and Aidan's going to meet you at noon to give you instructions so that if you want to try the Slackline, you can. Please join us as they head to their classrooms.
As we say in our covenant each Sunday, service is our law. UUCE is called by our mission, values, and principles to contribute to our community, to form accountable partnerships, and to express gratitude through giving. Today's offering will be shared with Mother and Child Alliance, whose mission is to strengthen the safety net for pregnant persons before and after delivery, to prevent HIV transmission and other serious infections in newborns, and to address the disparate prenatal and postpartum systems of care in Illinois and across the US. You may text to give, mail in a check, put cash in the collection bowls, or give from our website. If you write a check, please indicate in the memo line if your check is for the shared offering or some other form of giving. The ushers will now come forward with the collection bowls. We will start with the bowls on the end by the chalice, and you will pass them along until it reaches the opening by the kitchen. Please give as generously as you are able, and may what you give bring you joy. Thank you for your generosity. So for my slackline thoughts, I wanted to share a little bit with you about how I started slacklining and what the experience has been like for me. So I started slacklining back in 2020 as a way to get outside during the COVID lockdown. I had tried a friend's slackline a few years before, and the experience stuck with me. It was the experience of floating above the ground and walking through the air that really stuck with me. It felt like doing the impossible. However, when I first tried to set up the line between two conveniently spaced trees outside my apartment and tried to walk, I was convinced that it might actually be impossible. Why does the line keep moving? I asked myself. How can anyone balance on something so unstable? I started to feel like I would never be able to walk through the air like I imagined. Although it is quite challenging, slacklining is not something that takes an immense amount of strength or power. Sure, I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of a core workout, but it is much more important to feel how the line moves and how your weight shifts with each step. It's a practice of noticing and feeling subtle cues and changes. As I continued to slackline, I quickly realized that a quiet mind and a present body was the only way to stay balanced. Sometimes, of course, my mind would wander to what I was going to have for lunch, or the stress of the pandemic, or even if I was going to make it to the end of the line without falling this time. It didn't matter if it was a big, important thought or a small, seemingly inconsequential one. The moment I started to think, I fell. In daily life, it is often challenging to notice when your mind wanders and you leave the present moment. However, when you are trying to balance on a 2-inch wide strip of webbing, it is obvious. As I continued to slackline, I found that it was more than just an exercise in balance. It was a meditation, a way to practice being present. My awareness expanded beyond the swaying of the line, and I started to hear the birds in the trees and smell the scent of pine. During breaks on the ground, I saw squirrels performing incredible feats of acrobatics in the branches above. During one slacklining session, I noticed a cicada attach itself to the underside of a branch. Over the next 3 hours, I checked in periodically and witnessed its bright green body emerging bit by bit from its fragile brown shell. I watched as it wrapped its front legs around the old shell, held on patiently as its crumpled wings unfurled before taking flight. These miracles of nature had been happening right outside my apartment the whole time while I was ostensibly stuck inside. I was grateful that I was now present to experience them. This presence also helped ease the isolation that I was feeling during lockdown. Without fail, every time I started setting up the line, the dog that lived one floor below me would stick his head out the window to watch. Often, he was followed by his owners who would greet me from above and chat for a while. People walking by would also stop to ask about the slackline and sometimes even give it a try. Between attempts, they would tell me about where they grew up and how they once set up a slackline with their friends. A few people told me about their homes in Mongolia and India and how it had been living in a new country. One memorable neighbor, a middle school student, told me about how she dreamed of going to Cornell University to study ornithology, which is the study of birds, she had to inform me. She told me about the birds that had just returned to Evanston from their winter migration, as well as how the peregrine falcon population of Chicago is doing these days. I also listened as she told me about how she struggles in school and worries that her grades will hold her back from her aspirations in ornithology. I now tutor for a living, and I often think of this interaction when I'm working with passionate students who don't learn effectively sitting in a classroom. At a time when genuine human connection felt unattainable, it was a gift to have neighbors come and share their experiences with me. Eventually, slacklining became easier, and I was reassured that it is not, in fact, impossible to walk through the air, nor was it impossible to find exercise and genuine human connection during a global pandemic. Sometimes, impossible is just an illusion before we see the answers that were right in front of us the whole time. For me, slacklining was a gateway into the present moment, but you don't have to string a line between two trees to notice how your weight shifts with each step or movement. And you don't have to be several feet off the ground to hear the birds sing or listen to the thoughts and feelings of your neighbors. So whether or not you choose to partake in slacklining today, I hope the experience of going outside with friends brings an appreciation for the wonders and connections always present around us.
Thank you, Gregory. If you haven't attended one of our UUCE camping trips, I encourage you to do so. We try to always have it be someplace with a hotel nearby, so if you're not someone who is actually a camper, you can still join in the activities and have a nice bed to sleep in. In 2024, we stayed at the Adeline J. Geocaris, Illinois Beach State Park. As I mentioned earlier, when I went on this trip in 2024, Aidan was there with his slackline. What I didn't mention was that Aidan literally was in the campsite next to me and my wife. And after trying to discreetly watch him as he set up the slackline and was walking on it, I finally walked over and said, "Could I try it?" Which from Aidan's remarks apparently is not uncommon. I'm grateful to you, Aidan, for your generosity, for bringing your slackline to the camp out, and for today, arranging to have it with us today. For those of you who are not able, or maybe just not interested in trying out the slackline, we have our blue tape slackline here in the center of the circle. Instead of going out to the south lawn at the end of the service, you're invited to stay in the sanctuary and walk the blue line, to go slow, to focus on balancing as you walk a straight line, to breathe in, to breathe out, to listen to the sounds here in the sanctuary, to be present in your body as you walk. Walking the slackline in the quiet of our neighboring campsites felt very different from walking the slackline when later in the evening everyone was gathered together like we will be today. The slackline is set up with a second line overhead to help you balance. In the stillness of our campsites, I walked slow. I even tried to remove my hands from the top line a couple times. In the quiet, it felt easy to center myself, to block out the noise of my mind, and to be present. Later, when everyone was gathered together, the energy was palpable. And you know, we are a wonderful community. And so when we gather together, we encourage each other. So there was lots of cheering for people. When folks slipped or when they were just ready to get down, they were applauded for their efforts. It was wonderful. And it was very different. When I got up and people were cheering, I thought, I don't want to embarrass myself and just fall off. I had lots of other thoughts going on in my mind, and so it was much more difficult to quiet my mind, to center myself, and to walk. And so that time, as Finn said, right, you can walk slow, you can walk fast. I kind of bounced along the line that time. I never took my hands off the support line. I enjoyed both of them, but they were very different experiences. And when I think of my engagement with the slackline as a spiritual practice, it helps me reframe those two experiences. The first one in the quiet, easily centering myself. The second one in the joy and noise of community, taking a little extra personal effort to quiet my mind. And so whether you're walking the blue line or walking the slack line or just going through your days in the coming week, I invite you to listen to your inner self. What is it telling you about how to center yourself? Whether you're in the quiet or in the noise, you can do it. You just have to listen to yourself. And trust yourself. There is no one right way to engage in a spiritual practice. There are only the many ways that it benefits you and some of the ways that it does not benefit you. So give yourself permission to try things out, to let go of those that don't benefit you, and then to learn from the ones that do benefit you, to learn from your own experiences, to learn from others' experiences, and adjust as needed. We are living in a time of change and challenge. Forces are pushing on our society to move towards authoritarianism, and we, along with many, many others, are pushing back. We need these ways to center ourselves when we're home alone and when we're in community, because it's one of the ways that we restore our mind, our body, and our spirit. And we need to continue to restore our mind and our body and our spirit in order to be engaged in this moment in our country's history. I invite you on the blue line, the Slackline, or in all of your days and weeks ahead to think about how to center yourself, to give yourself permission to take the time in any moment to breathe in, to breathe out, to listen to your needs, to center yourself, and to move forward. And when you need to reach out, because we're all in this together. Blessings.
As we extinguish the chalice, please join in saying the words on the screen by the Reverend Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Okay, are you ready? This is our closing hymn. So I'm going to go through instructions, and then I'm going to invite you to stand. So we're going to sing 395, Sing and Rejoice. I'm hoping that you won't need your hymnals, that some of you will have handouts, and it's easy to just pick up. So we're going to sing, and we're going to walk out and process out onto the south lawn. Finn and Aidan are going to lead us out through this open aisle. We're going to go out through the southeast door, and then they're going to split. One's going to go around one of the big trees, and one is going to go around the other big tree, and so you're invited to follow. So they'll end up together on the street side of the slack line, and then we're all just going to follow out, and I'm going to bring up the rear. We're going to try and keep singing, right? So even when you get outside, we're going to keep singing. If you are joining us online today, or if any of you need to leave now, our service is at an end. May you find a way to center yourself this week, knowing that you are loved. Blessings. For those of you planning to stay for kinship time and will not join us outside, again, I invite you to walk the blue line here in the sanctuary or to join us in the cafe and to watch out of the windows. Everyone else is invited out onto the lawn. As I said before, we're going to go out the southeast door, but if to be safe, you need the ramp. The ramp door is down this hallway on the other side of the kitchen, and you can just push the button and head out on the ramp. So like we did with our opening hymn, we'll sing it together once, and then we'll divide it up. I'll lead the first part, Jay and Finn will lead the second part, and after we have sung the round twice, Finn and Aidan are gonna lead us outside, and we're gonna try and keep singing. We'll see if the round holds, but keep singing nonetheless.
rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice.